die Kamera mit. Und zwar in einer schönen Position. Ah, du bist schon wieder.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
Gute Frage. Wie konnte er das Haus hier bloß bauen? Naja, es gibt ja andere Häuser, die an komischen Stellen gebaut wurden und auf jeden Fall hat er eine schöne Tür. Und schon sind wir wieder drin. Mit Zeus.
Impressive.
Ja.
Ah, my son. I was looking for you.
Du hast mich gesucht.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Ricci, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway,
Okay, ich muss
I
nur
ought to
sagen,
take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
Konfrontationen. Während einer Konfrontation musst du durch mehrere Phasen gehen und dabei so überzeugend wie möglich bleiben. Konfrontationen wirken sich auf den Verlauf der Geschichte aus. Daher solltest du bei Bedarf auch deine Fähigkeiten einsetzen. Bei jeder Konfrontation wird grafisch angezeigt, wie sehr du die Person, mit der du redest, überzeugen konntest.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Sie ist schon seit einigen Wochen hier.
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
If only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
Mitglieder des Goldenen Ordens, das Geheimnis und Sammler. Geschäft ist vertraulich.
Mother passed her passion for art to me. Ancient art. Very ancient.
Ah, I didn't know your mother was an art lover.
Mainly pre-Christian objects, which are believed to have unique properties.
Well, how interesting. Now that you mention it, I can indeed imagine Sarah getting interested in that.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me, and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Er kann auf mich zielen. Wollte ich nicht. Kann ich nicht. Gib ihn ihr, wenn ich will. Ja, ich gebe ihn ihr, wenn ich richtig finde.
Listen, you have nothing to fear. I will give your letter to my mother the moment I find her.
The moment you find her? You mean Sarah has gone missing?
Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Let's not exaggerate, Your Eminence. I have no other information at this time. It's probably nothing.
Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Konfrontation, letzte Phase. In der letzten Phase deiner Konfrontation musst du die Person, mit der du redest, überzeugen, indem du die passenden Dialogoptionen auswählst. Wenn du dich falsch entscheidest, wird diese Phase so lange wiederholt, bis du die richtige Option wählst oder keinen Fehler mehr möglich sind. Die letzte Phase der Konfrontation wird im Misserfolg wiederholt. Versprochen.
Your Eminence, if there's one thing you can count on, it's the value of a promise made by a Deriche. Respecting our commitments has always been the pillar of our family, and nothing nor nobody will prevent that from happening. Since you know my mother, you should know that a Deriche always keeps their word. You can be sure of that.
Thank you, my son. It is most reassuring.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Especially since I promised you nothing, my friend.
Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Delice. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Mach ich, ja?
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Oder auch nicht. Viele Hinweise und Gegenstände sind nicht sofort ersichtlich. Manche von ihnen wirken sich auf dein Abenteuer aus, deswegen solltest du stets die Augen offen halten. Oh Gott, was hat der denn für Bilder hier? Okay, das zweite sah ganz gut aus, das erste, oh Gott. Naja, mal gucken, was haben wir denn hier? Erdsternchen. Erdsternchen versetzen dich in den Zustand sensibilisiert. Du kannst vorübergehend die Immunitäten Schwächen erkennen, die sich auf einen Dialog auswirken. Du kannst nicht mehr als 5 bei dir tragen. Okay. Ich kann auch mit Shift laufen. Das ist gut.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Ja. Achso, habe ich jetzt Gelee Royal gegessen? Findet ihr ein Buch?
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch, a biography of the great men.
Okay. Lesenheit noch nicht erlangt. In Spielen werde ich zum Kleptomanen.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simple.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Riche. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Über das überraschende Haupttor?
Believe me, she's not that special. His Eminence was asking me for my opinion about the style of the main door. I have to admit, this place certainly doesn't lack panache.
It's simply stupefying.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Keine Ahnung.
Lord Mortimer asked me to drop everything and come find my mother, who seems to have disappeared during her stay here.
Ah.
I took the first boat, and here I am.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be, sir. It's not your fault.
I guess.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Okay.
Good Lord. Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit. That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
Oh, gut, das zu wissen.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Er ist voll hässlich. Ja. Ich will zu
My
Holm.
vision is more important. Let's follow home. I'll follow you, sir. Mr. Washington, I hope to speak with you at greater length on another occasion. Emily, please excuse me, but I would like to speak to Sir Holm. I shall see you later.
My friend, I hope our dear Giovanni is well.
The troubles in France have fatigued him, but he will recover slowly. Do not fear. He apologizes for remaining in Rome. The voyage was too much for him.
And right he was, too. The mildness of the Mediterranean, eh?
Giovanni Braschi? Am I dreaming, or are they talking about Pope Pius VI?
Come, sit down and have something to eat, my friend. You look rather pale.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. I have been neglecting my duty. I haven't introduced myself. Sir Gregory Home, an old friend of Lord Mortimer's.
A real pleasure, sir.
You who must be well used to the court of France. How do you find this peaceful little haven?
Charming if I hadn't come here for disturbing reasons.
Yes, I heard the news. What a story.
Indeed. I wanted to ask you.
Kennt meine Mutter? Wie genau geht die Geschichte?
Would you have any information about the disappearance of my mother?
Very little, I'm afraid, my young friend. Your mother came at the invitation of Lord Mortimer. Then, one fine day, we couldn't find her anywhere.
That's it?
As I said, I don't know very much. Lord Mortimer had the entire area searched immediately. We found no clue as to her disappearance. But I am convinced that as soon as Lord Mortimer becomes available, he will explain the situation.
Thank you for your answers, Sir Home. But I beg your pardon. I get the impression I know you. Have we met? Except in my dreams, of course.
Not that I remember, young man. Perhaps you are mistaking me for another member of the Chamber of Lords. What with the wig and the powder, it wouldn't be the first time.
No, you were definitely the one I saw threatening my mother. I thought... Never mind. It'll come back to me. Would you allow me one last question, sir? I don't want to take up all your time.
Please, go ahead. What do you want to know?
Do you know if anyone else has gone missing recently?
Not at all, sir. It's as if Sarah has purely and simply vanished into thin air.
That's right. Just take me for an idiot, why don't you? Not even a servant, then?
Not even a servant. I can assure you, we would have been informed.
Keep your faith, my son. Only the celebrated Sara Derice could vanish before our very eyes, and she will reappear. You will see.
No!
Elizabeth! I should have insisted that you rest in your room.
Do you want me to call someone?
Let me handle this. I'm used to this kind of thing.
Thank you, Mr. Dichet.
Miss, can you hear me?
Leave me.
Ich kann nichts anderes machen, außer...
Stand back, please, so she can breathe.
Elizabeth is accustomed to this kind of thing.
It looks like it's just a dizzy spell. Can you tell me something about her? The dizzy spell is harmless, but her general condition is frankly alarming. You seem to know her. What is she suffering from?
I don't know exactly, but her father sent her to us in the hope that she would recover all her faculties. It would appear she suffers from episodes of dementia.
Is she aggressive?
Sometimes, but only toward herself. She has never hit out at anyone else, I can assure you of that. She wasn't like that this morning. Something must have upset her.
That's one way to put it. The poor girl is exhausted, but that's not the cause of her problem.
Are you all right, Elizabeth? Do you feel any better?
When did she arrive?
4 days ago.
Okay. My mother had already gone missing.
Ist sie jetzt irgendwas?
Are you all right, Elizabeth? You gave us quite a fright.
Take it easy, miss.
Let me... I just need to get back to my room.
Of course, my dear. Go ahead.
You saw it, didn't you?
Pardon me?
I segni della bestia.
Die Insignien der Bestie. Ich hab nur diesen einen Punkt, ne? Der wird... Ja.
Sorry, Your Eminence. I don't speak Italian.
Forget it. It doesn't matter.
Gentlemen, it's getting late. It is time for everyone to go to bed. It has been a long day.
Morpheus Arme ins Bett gehen. Okay.
It's all the more delicate.
I'll see what I can do, but the case I'm on at the moment might well leave me with very few opportunities.
Ja. Okay, einmal habe ich verkackt und Ansonsten quietscht nur mein Stuhl.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Ja.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence. On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Okay, da war ich sehr passiv, weil ich hatte keine Fähigkeiten. Schön. Kommt hier noch was rein? Charakter enthüllt, Elizabeth Adams, okay.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Dankeschön.
Well,
Ich hab bestimmt
my
Absprung sehen.
friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right, where is my room?
Tja, am Ende des Korridors. Egal, ich bin frei zum Laufen. Könnte. Kann ich? Kann ich. Ich kann mich ja noch ein bisschen umsehen. Hier hat was geblitzt. Ja. Chili? Oh ja. Nee, Sammlermünzen. War auch nur ein komischer Punkt. Hier?
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Napoleon.
Monsieur Jacques Perru.
Jacques Perru, wer auch immer das ist. Hier liegt was rum. Hier liegt nichts rum. Kann ich mal entdecken, dass hier nichts rumliegt? Okay. Aber hier muss doch was sein, ja. Goldelixier. Goldelixier gibt alle negativen Effekte auf die Lasten. Du kannst nicht mehr als 5 bei dir tragen. Ich kann auch nicht runtergehen.
Decorum Guide.
Regeln der Höflichkeit und bla. Wie heißt das? Oha. Am Ende des Korridors, ist richtig. Inventar. Die Regeln der Höflichkeit und des anständigen Lebens. Politik. Hier drüben kann ich ja nichts machen. Erstmal. Überzeugung? Ich bin überzeugt. Aber ich habe noch keine Punkte. Talente. Wie auch immer ich die voll kriege. Ich kann auch nicht irgendwie klicken. Eigenschaften. Charismatisch gezeichnet, Diplomat, verlässlich und hilfsbereit. Der versiegelte Brief und... Was? War das für eine 1 hier? Sammle Münzen, okay. Lass uns mal sehen, ob wir hier noch irgendwo was finden, Informationen kriegen. Oder sonst irgendwie Informationen oder ein Zimmer finden. Kann auch nicht höher gehen. Da ist nicht mein Schild voll.
Monsieur Johann van Wollner.
Herr Wollner? Nichts zu finden hier. Außer eine Übersicht über das Gebäude. Richtig. Hier ist ein offenes Buch, mit dem ich nichts anfangen kann. Hier vielleicht noch was? Nö. Das leuchtet nur komisch. Das Zimmer ist auch nicht betretbar. Alleine, ja, eure Zimmer sind da, wo die letztes Mal waren. Und der Dude, der hier neu ist, der darf selber finden, wo es ist.
President George Washington.
Ja. Der gute alte George darf da pennen. Der Chef des Ordens, für den wir auch arbeiten. Also könnte es sein, dass der uns kennt. War da? Da ist was. Sammlermünze, okay. Hier ist auch noch eine Kiste, die anscheinend nur Deko ist. Dieser Raum ist unbetretbar. Ja, gar nicht da.
Honey, the remedy of the gods.
Gelee Royal, das ist gut. Was? Will ich noch was?
A cache.
Ein Cache, okay. Tante Bilder. Was ist das Haus? Was da ist?
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Hier wohnt der Papst. Oder was auch immer er darstellen möchte. Die Eminenz, ja. Okay, ein sehr interessantes Spiel bisher. Mit quasi Quicktime-Events und...
Huh, that's me.
Ah, das ist dein Zimmer, okay. Da kommen wir gleich zu. Weiß ich ja, was ist, aber erstmal gucke ich noch, wo Duchess wohnt. Irgendwie bin ich ganz schön auf Bücher fixiert in dem Spiel bisher. Hier wohnt
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Herr Godoy. Dessen Namen ich irgendwo erkenne, aber in meinem Kopf habe ich schon wieder vergessen, woher.
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Ach, echt? Hat sie hier direkt vorne? Ihr Gemach? Na gut, dann sehe ich hier erstmal nichts. Dann heißt es für mich, ich gehe
Duke Manuel Godoy.
in meinen Raum und Muss entscheiden, ob ich das Ding jetzt lese oder nicht.
Huh, that's me.
Ich weiß nicht, ob ich den Brief lesen will.
Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do?
Nicht öffnen.
Damn. Can't wait to open it, but I gave my word to Piaggi, so... Too bad. I'll wait until I hand it to Mother. Wow. Nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
Ja. Ah, Mann. Alter Mann frisst Baby, super. Was haben wir denn hier noch? Irgendwer schickt seinen Finger in eine Wunde. Karmelitengeist. Mit Karmelitengeist versetzt dich in einen Zustand fokussiert. Der nächste Fähigkeitseinsatz kostet dich nichts. Du kannst ihn nicht mehr als 5-mal tragen. Okay. Ich werde wahrscheinlich vieles nicht benutzen und voll oft irgendwie...
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices.
Ja. Ja, wie gesagt, ich werde wahrscheinlich oft falsche Entscheidungen treffen und verkacken.
Saturn devouring his son. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be his son.
Ich auch nicht.
The Conversion of St. Paul by Caravaggio. It's incredible. It doesn't look like a copy, but I was sure the original was in Rome. St. Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes.
Ja. Das würden andere anders sehen, aber okay.
Judith beheading Holofernes. Ironic in a way, when you know that the artist represented herself as Judith beheading her mentor, who had raped her.
Okay. Was haben wir hier? Ich könnte ein Schloss knacken, aber nur theoretisch. Ich habe ja hier ein ganz... Ich habe einen Kamin, ich habe ein ganzes... Wow.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Ja, und dann bleibt man natürlich, um das ganze Buch zu lesen hier. Könnte rausgehen. Da ist noch was. Erreichen. Okay. Hier ist nicht. Hier ist nicht. So gehe ich tatsächlich wirklich durch Hotelzimmer. Ich gucke auch immer erstmal rum, was ich so finde. Und...
A Byzant from the Byzantine Empire. A coin often used during the St. Louis era.
Das ist manchmal sehr interessant. Dann findet man im Schrank, im Nachttisch, eine Bibel. Denkt sich, hey, das Neue Testament, da könntest du mal reingucken. Liest die ersten paar Zeilen und denkt sich, haben die sich nur vermehrt da? Du gehst jetzt nicht pennen, oder? Ich wollte hier gucken, was hier los ist. Du sollst nicht ins... Na. Ich hätte noch auf dem Balkon was verarschen können. Da stand bestimmt die Dusche oder so. Erfolgreich. Ich bin zum Herrenhaus gegangen. Ich habe Holmes beobachtet. Ich hätte in der großen Halle bleiben können, um mich mit Mr. Washington zu unterhalten. Ja. Okay. 4 Punkte verfügbar. Da gehe ich doch weiter in diesen wunderbaren Ding und suche mir Politik raus, weil das habe ich noch nicht. Ablenkung und Überzeugung und Kette. Oder kann ich auch hier? Theoretisch. Okay, aber ich müsste noch irgendwie Diplomat oder was auch immer. Ich schalte erstmal den Baum frei. Ja. Aufmerksamkeit, ich hätte gerne Aufmerksamkeit. Fertigkeit nicht beherrscht. Egal. Hier habe ich schon 2. Ich mache das mal so. Bin gespannt, was da rauskommt. Manuskripte auswählen. Hier kannst du festlegen, was du während deines Abenteuers liest. Jede Manuskript, das du liest, bringt dir am Ende des Kapitels Fertigkeitenpunkte. Ich kann nur 1 lesen, ja? Okay.